The transatlantic tempest, a call for a European reset amidst U.S. tariff turbulence. The recent imposition of U.S. tariffs, a move that sent shockwaves through global financial markets, has ignited a fierce debate about the UK's economic future and its strategic alliances. While the Trump administration offered a temporary reprieve, reducing tariffs on most countries to a baseline 10%, the lingering threat and the continued imposition of higher tariffs on key sectors like automotive, steel, and aluminum underscore a need for a fundamental shift in the UK's approach to international trade. The situation calls for a bold recalibration, a strategic reset that prioritizes rebuilding crucial relationships, particularly with the European Union. Donald Trump's decision to impose a 10% tariff on all UK exports, mirroring similar, even steeper, levies on other global markets, including the EU, has exposed the precariousness of relying on a single, unpredictable trading partner. The immediate market reaction, a sharp plummet in financial indices, served as a stark reminder of the significant economic consequences of such protectionist measures. While the temporary tariff reduction offers a momentary respite, it hardly masks the underlying vulnerability and the urgent need for diversification. The president's recent actions, however, don't just represent a trade dispute, they highlight a broader geopolitical shift. The imposition of these tariffs isn't just a matter of economics. It signals a change in global trade dynamics, a departure from established norms and principles of multilateralism. This necessitates a comprehensive reassessment of the UK's trade strategy and its relationships with key trading blocs. The muted optimism surrounding the possibility of a more favorable trade deal with the US has been tempered by the comments of Kevin Hassett, a senior economic advisor to President Trump. Hassett's statement to CNBC that any deal achieving tariffs below the 10% baseline would require extraordinary concessions underscores the inherent difficulty in negotiating with the current U.S. administration. This reality necessitates a more proactive approach, one that doesn't solely hinge on the unpredictable whims of a single nation. The Labour Party has seized on this opportunity to advocate for a fundamental realignment of the UK's trade priorities. Liam Bryan, the Labour chair of the Commons Business and Trade Committee, has powerfully called for a big, ambitious reset in the relationship with the European Union. Bryan's argument rests on the premise that strengthening ties with the EU would deliver a far greater economic boost than any potential concessions from the US, effectively offsetting and potentially surpassing the negative economic impacts of the current tariffs. This represents a compelling counter-narrative to the government's current focus on a potentially elusive and economically risky US trade deal. The historical precedent set by previous administrations further supports this call for a European reset. Margaret Harman, referencing the U.S. steel tariffs imposed in 2002, highlighted Tony Blair's firm's stance against such protectionist measures, emphasizing the illegitimacy of these actions under WTO rules. This highlights a consistent cross-party recognition of the importance of upholding international trade norms and the need for strong multilateral alliances. The current government's seeming lack of decisive action in the face of these challenges underscores the urgency of a more assertive and strategic approach. Keir Starmer's admission that he hasn't engaged directly with President Trump since the tariffs were introduced further highlights the perceived lack of engagement from the opposition. While the need for direct dialogue remains important, the focus on a proactive, strategic reset with Europe offers a more tangible and potentially more effective solution to the immediate economic challenges posed by the U.S. tariffs. In conclusion, the current situation demands a comprehensive strategy that prioritizes the diversification of the UK's trade relationships. While engagement with the U.S. remains crucial, a singular focus on achieving a favorable trade deal with the Trump administration carries substantial risk. The potential economic benefits of rebuilding bridges with the EU, as outlined by Labour, present a compelling alternative, one that offers greater stability, predictability, and ultimately, a more secure economic future for the UK. The call for a big, ambitious reset is not merely a political maneuver. It's a pragmatic, economically sound, and strategically vital response to a rapidly changing global landscape. The time for decisive action is now. Ignoring the strategic advantages of a renewed partnership with the EU would be a profound miscalculation with far-reaching consequences for the UK's economic and geopolitical standing in the years to come. The urgent need for a robust, multifaceted response cannot be overstated. The future of the UK economy depends on it.